They were not just men. They were living weapons. In 480 BC, 300 of them stood against an empire of 300,000. They didn't fight for money. They didn't fight for land. They fought because war was the only thing they knew. This is the story of the Spartans, the most feared, brutal, and disciplined warriors the world has ever seen. But how do you create a soldier who is not afraid to die? You don't teach him. You forge him in hell. In Sparta, life began with a death sentence. When a baby was born, it wasn't given a name. It was given an inspection. The city elders examined every inch of the newborn. If it was small, weak, or cried too much, it was tossed into the Apothetae, a jagged chasm at the foot of Mount Taygetus. Only the strong were allowed to breathe. But surviving birth was just the beginning. The Agoge. At age 7, the nightmare began. Boys were ripped from their mothers and thrown into the Agoge. It wasn't a school, it was a survival camp. No shoes, no beds, just one thin cloak for the freezing winter. They were starved on purpose to force them to steal. If caught, they were whipped, not for stealing, but for being caught. Pain was their teacher. Hunger was their friend. By the time they turned 20, they were no longer boys. They were killing machines. Discipline and women. Even their food was a test of endurance. They ate black broth, a soup made of pig blood and vinegar. It tasted so vile that visitors said, "Now I understand why Spartans are not afraid to die." And the women, they were just as tough. While other Greek women sat at home, Spartan women wrestled, ran, and owned land. When asked why they ruled their men, Queen Gorgo replied, "Because we are the only women who give birth to real men." But the ultimate test came at the hot gates. King Leonidas and his 300 Spartans stood against the massive Persian army. When the Emperor Xerxes demanded their weapons, Leonidas gave the most badass response in history. "Molan labe, come and take them." For 3 days the Spartans slaughtered the enemy. When told Persian arrows would block out the sun, they laughed and said, "Good, then we will fight in the shade." In the end, they were surrounded, but Spartans do not retreat. A Spartan mother would tell her son before war, "With this shield or on it, come back a victor or come back dead." The 300 fell, but they never surrendered. Their sacrifice saved Greece and proved one thing: walls do not make a city, men do. This was Sparta. From the brutal Agoge to the glory of Thermopylae, the Spartans proved that quality beats quantity. If you enjoyed this battle through history, subscribe to History Labs. Who should we cover next? The Vikings or the Mongols? Comment below.